Hi, Victor.
I make you as co-host.
Okay.
Then later, if someone want to join, you can allow them to join.
Okay. Yeah, I will.
这两天说话都有点要失声了。
现在听你的声音还是有点
不行，我一直在吃喉糖，要不然的话咳得很厉害。我还准备了个口罩，一会儿不行的话我就戴上。
哎，你那个龙角散你买不到是吧？
没有，那玩意儿我去超市看了一下，根本没有卖的。
啊，好吧。
没事，
网上呢？
我这再坚持2天估计就好了。So I will leave the speaker on. So that means any of them they can also ask questions. Let's wait for 5 more minutes, then we can start. No. Wi-Fi. Hey, are you attending the event? Yes, just come in, have a seat. Yes, yes, I'm the host. Nice to meet you.
You're making an NFT today?
Yes,
What platform are you using?
yeah, on Ethereum. On Ethereum. Sorry, my voice is a bit low. I got a sore throat, speaking too much these days. Yeah, not this one, because we are launching a new project, and it's closing a round of fundraising. So it's a lot of investor meetings. Mm. Ah, yes. No. So it's just a few, yes, a few topics. I'm not sure whether I will cover all of them, but just to explain some.
I'm trying to get my son to post some NFTs.
You can try. You need to work with some capital.
I told him he should post something and sell for $69 million. You have to work with what did you say?
Work with some capital.
Capital?
Yeah, like a digital art space with NFT, very similar like traditional art. So you need people to make you an artist, and then you share the profit with the people who make you the artist.
Digital art. He's pretty good digital artist, but he's going to this. Doing his master's in animation, but he's 19. He's got straight in there. He didn't his school. But he's just not interested. Some of his works was pretty good, that's why he got into it.
The people who really make money, not because they are good.
Momentum. Well, if they're dead, it's because they're good and people remember their work, and otherwise it's my sister is the art curator. It's momentum, but actually should be good too. But there are many good people.
Yes. So that's why I say you need to work with capital.
Capital.
Yeah, you need to work with money. Like people.
So we saw one display. We go to a room with my sister. She used to run a gallery. There's a white room with one light bulb hanging in the middle of the room. She looked at it and went, very conceptual.
Yes. Yeah, very artist.
So I'm going to do a quick intro, but I just wanted to make sure I get what you're saying correct. So you'll be going over what is an NFT, trends and things like that, and then how to set up an NFT.
Yes, explain some basic concept first, and then we will do the workshop to help everyone to issue their NFTs.
To create their own.
Yes, to create their own.
Any other things?
No, I think that's good enough.
喂，哎，这不都是熟人吗？Bob也在。
这不是福建来了，你这个不留着时间开发东西，你跑这儿来干什么来了？哎，你们听我的声音可以吧？
Yes, I do.
Here it is. Yeah, sure.
There's more people than we thought. Do you want a microphone, or do you think this would be alright?
If you have, because I have a very low voice, because of the sore throat. Yeah.
I'll start. I'll just.
So if you have questions, you can text in the chat box. I will mute my speakers because we are going to use an external speaker.
Just water, okay.
We'll do a little test stuff.
Yeah, we're going to do
I think so.
For those of you we saw last week, welcome back. And for any new faces, welcome to Haymarket HQ. I'm Isabel, I'm the marketing manager here. Today is the third workshop in our series of everything about blockchain. So today's topic is something that has been trending recently. I think everyone knows that it's like the buzzword of the moment, NFTs. So if you're like me and you have no idea what an NFT is, that's perfect, because today we're going to have Victor from Alpha Wallet explain to you what it is, how it came about, what are the trends and how to use it. And then most importantly and also most excitingly, later in the workshop series, we're going to be making our own NFTs. So if you do have your laptops, please pull them out and join along. Like every other week, we will be sharing all the resources and slides in the recording as well. Please make sure that you let us know your email afterwards so we can send it to you. And if you want to find out a little bit more about Haymarket HQ, we're a startup hub that helps companies expand into global markets. So if you want to learn more about our co-working space and our programs, please chat to me afterwards. Otherwise, without further ado, I'm going to let Victor take it away. Oh. I don't know if this is
Hello. Is it sound? Hello. Wait, hello. Yeah, yes, it works. I think it works. So, can you hear me all right? Far away? All good? Okay, it's good. So it's, I will do a quick introduction for myself. Sorry, I got a sore throat. We are speaking too much these days. So I'm the CEO for Alpha Wallet. The company name is, Alpha Wallet is one of our products. The company name is actually Stormbird. And Alpha Wallet is the first product, and then TokenScript. Recently, we just about to launch a new NFT-related projects called the Alchemy NFT. We just finalized the 50 million valuation fundraising for that project. And the investors, including like individuals like Mark Cuban, and also like many top VCs from the tech space and also from the crypto space. And for us, we have been in the market for 3.5 years. And for those 3.5 years, we actually did more than 30 different non-fungible token related projects. They are mainly working together with different business partners. And our project is more focusing on utilities, not really speculations. So it's not many projects related to collectibles, but they are more related to how to use the non-fungible token to represent the tradable rights from the real world, and then how those rights can be redeemed, can be used, consumed in the real environment. Like we did the FIFA tickets, UEFA tickets, and also we did the car ownership token together with Karma, electronic car companies. And our office is controlled by non-fungible tokens for the past 3 years already. And also we did an experiment with the Sydney subway billboard, many kinds of things, over 30 different experiments. Yeah. So today I will start with some basic concept because I'm not sure whether all the people understand what blockchain can do, what blockchain cannot do, and what is the blockchain token at all. And then I will share a little bit information on these things, and also explain some misunderstanding about the non-fungible token. And after that, I can introduce a few examples, how to use non-fungible tokens and what is the hottest topic right now. And then we will start to do the workshop. Yeah, sounds good? Yeah. All right. So before we go to the non-fungible token part, I actually want to guide you through this concept map. So there's information on internet. Of course, internet is born to process information, and there's also information related to you, related to me, and some of the information related to you are really valuable. They are like representing how much money you own, who you are, or what you have done. Those important things, and those things you can consider as rights. And among all those rights, some of those already be digitalized. So you can use, they have a digital representation on the information system. And among those digital rights, there are treatable rights. there are also non-tradable rights. For those tradable rights, it's like what you have. For example, I have this computer, and it's tradable because I can change the ownership. Then I can offer this computer to you. You become the new owner. Then those kind of rights are tradable. There's also non-tradable rights. They are like what you have done. For example, I make a tweet. I have my social network on Facebook. Those things are all what I have done. Information related to me, super important. For example, my social network on Facebook, they're very important, but they are not tradable. Basically, that means that I cannot, there's no scenario I will transfer the ownership of my friend to you. That won't happen. And also those information like who you are, those are mainly comes from a different system. Different system give you a different user identifier, different user ID, and representing who you are on their own system. And those type of rights also never have a scenario you will transfer it to other people. And not saying those real world identities like your driver license, like your passport, those informations. So, so blockchain, what blockchain can do? Blockchain can process with all those tradable rights. So for example, if you heard someone using blockchain to kind of store your identity, then 90% you will know it's a fake project because it's not making any sense. Your identity don't need to be transferred, don't have an ownership transfer scenario. So you don't have to use a blockchain type of kind of like a database to store those kind of information because it will never be double spent. There's way to prevent like a fraud to protect privacy, but not using blockchain. You can use other crypto-related technologies to achieve that. Then let's look at what is token. So basically, you use blockchain to process those tradable rights, and then on blockchain, it represents as a token. So if the tradable rights itself comes from a fungible type of rights, like representing those membership, reward points, or actual digital crypto monies, those are all fungible rights. That means you have $10, I have $10. It's the same $10, and I can also divide the $10 into 1,000 cents. So you can also almost unlimited divide it. Normally on Ethereum blockchain, it's use 0.18 .18 zeros behind the point. So you can almost unlimitedly divide those fungible rights. And for non-fungible rights, it is like I own a computer, and to redeem these rights, actually you will never divide it, because if you divide it in half, then the computer cannot working. So those are the non-fungible rights. So on blockchain, you use those fungible token to representing fungible tradable rights, and you use a non-fungible token to represent those non-fungible tradable rights. And those rights can be like digital rights, and they can also be some physical things, like the ownership of that bicycle or ownership of a digital picture. And then let's look at some misunderstanding. It's very easy to misunderstand, especially when you're using non-fungible token with some digital tradable rights. For example, the so-called crypto artists, they are basically digital artists. So they make art on digital platform and then generate a digital file. And that file is actually the digital art itself. And then they issue a non-fungible token to representing some tradable rights comes from his digital arts, maybe representing the ownership of that digital art. And that ownership contains many other rights. For example, whether you can use it for commercial, whether you can display it on your own device or other people's device, display it publicly, whether you can resell it, those things. So we need to separate the digital art itself and the non-fungible token on blockchain. They are two different things. So the most easy way to understand is, for example, if you're thinking this screen, this picture, the current picture is digital art. What I can do is I can write a paper to say this paper is representing the ownership of this picture. And I give the paper to other people, then the ownership kind of transferred, because I say this paper is represent this the ownership of this art. And now with blockchain, it's basically just use a non-fungible token to replace this paper, nothing special. So when people say they issued a non-fungible token arts, what basically they are saying is they use a non-fungible token to represent the ownership of their digital art. And whether this token is legally bound with the ownership rights or not, that is actually depends on the token issuer, those artists, whether they want to honor the statement they made. Because when I'm looking at most of the minting platform like OpenSea, SuperRare, Rarebit, Mintable, all those platforms, when artists minting non-fungible token on their platform, there's actually no strict legal agreement to make sure the artist will and have to honor the rights that non-fungible token represent. So basically, that means if they want, if those digital artists want, they can issue another non-fungible token to link with the same digital art piece. They can do double spendings, and they can dishonor the non-fungible token at all, the right represented by non-fungible token at all. So that's why I draw it here. So blockchain cannot prevent the copy of the digital art file itself. For example, if there's a digital art and I'm the owner of the art and I own a non-fungible token which is representing the ownership. For the non-fungible token itself, only me can own it. You cannot double spend it. That is blockchain. But for the digital art itself, the file itself, everyone can have exactly same 100% copy in your own computer. And for me to stop you to have that file, it will be super difficult. So we need to understand what non-fungible token can do and what non-fungible token cannot do. Then what is like the benefit of issuing the record ownership on blockchain instead of on a paper? There's mainly two key benefits. One thing is once you tokenize tradable rights, it will be super easy to transfer, to trade. So the market become frictionless and it's programmable. You can define so many different transaction rules to make the market even more efficiency. That is one thing. And the second thing is once you tokenize those tradable rights, you can basically use it as a kind of like an open API to integrate all other digital services. Because all other services, if they want to verify whether you own this, whether you own this rights or not, they can do it without going through any centralized parties. So that is the part very easy to have a misunderstanding. Then we can go back to look a bit more what actually can be represented. what kind of tradable, what kind of rights can be represented by non-fungible tokens. And the non-fungible token here is more, have a more broader meaning. Not only the non-fungible token issued through blockchain, can also be non-fungible tokens generated through other cryptographic technologies. So basically, there's three types of rights you can use a non-fungible token to represent. The first thing is very easy to understand what you have. For example, for most of the current blockchain non-fungible token projects, they are mostly about the collectibles. So definitely you can use a non-fungible token to represent the ownership of a collectible. And the collectible itself can be a physical collectible, maybe a physical piece of art or anything made by wood. You can use blockchain to record ownership and issue the non-fungible token to represent the ownership. And it can also be digital collectibles. That is most of those digital art and also like NBA Top Shot, those things. Yeah, actually, NBA Top Shot is another interesting case. The people who bought non-fungible token NBA Top Shot are actually buying 100% useless ownership, cannot be used or cannot be redeemed for anything at all. The only thing they can have is looking at the video itself. But do we say this kind of use case is useless? No, because it is this kind of 100% useless but unique ownership is a very, very good place to apply people's emotion on. So basically, if you have a strong emotion to another people, or if you have a strong emotion to another thing, you can use this useless ownership to build a very unique connection. So that means although you cannot redeem or you cannot consume that rights on anywhere on anything, but still it represents a very unique relationship between you and the people, or between you and the thing. That is actually all collectibles about. No one use collectible for the utilities. They just collect it because they have a strong emotion with the people or with the thing. So there's two examples: the physical piece and the digital piece. And for the physical piece, with the current technologies, of course, a wood piece cannot be 100% copied, at least for now. And the ownership of those, either the physical one or the digital one, they cannot be copied because the ownership is recorded on blockchain and represented by a non-fungible token. It cannot be double spent. But for the digital thing, it's 100% can be 100% copied. So that's why I say the NFT cannot stop 100% copying of those data, 0101. But there does exist some technologies, very advanced technologies like multi-party computing. Those things can maybe solve the data ownership thing, but it won't happen like anytime soon. So these are the basic concept for non-fungible tokens, and also what non-fungible tokens can do, and what it cannot do. And hopefully I help you to clarify some misunderstanding on the non-fungible token side. And for the NFT market right now, I'm confident it's a big bubble, because most of the market cap is supported by those super expensive collectibles, very similar to the traditional art space. So money work together with some artists to make those artists even more famous. And before they are famous, the money already reserved some of their art piece. And once they get famous, their own art piece price increased, and they can even use those art piece as a collateral to issuing some fungible tokens, kind of like a fund to raising more money. And with more money, they can make this artist even more famous, put them into the Christie's to do auctions, those things. And basically, once those artists become even more famous, then all the art pieces they hold become even more price become even more higher, and also the fungible token they issued become worth even more. That's exactly happened with one of the very famous use case, very famous artist. I don't say his name, but you can do the research. So it's basically you can consider as they didn't spend a single dollar, but instead they together earned a lot from secondary market. So it's very similar like the traditional art space. But besides those bubble, we do believe there will be something left. For example, collectible will always exist. Maybe not those super expensive collectibles. Maybe something very easy, like I enjoy reading a book, and I think the author is great. I will want to have an autograph from the author to sign on my book, and then my book become a collectible. And maybe I like to write those what I called. It's like writing those texts, but it's kind of like art. And those people always want to collect those very expensive pens. Those are also collectibles. So this type of demand will always exist for collectibles. And besides collectibles, as I mentioned, there's collectible is just one kind of product or services being tokenized right now. There's also a whole bunch of other products and services can be tokenized, can use a non-fungible token to represent the ownership. It's for example, we did experiment with some local small business that is using non-fungible token, allow those coffee shop to issue non-fungible token, which is a redeemable token that is representing actual coffee. So they can issue those token, each non-fungible token representing actual coffee, and of course they can sell those tokens to their consumers in advance to collect some money. But more importantly, once they did this, they are actually be able to connect to the blockchain-based, more advanced finance system. So once they issued their service, their product as a token, like those coffee token, they can use those coffee token as a collateral in some other smart contracts to do financing, to issuing other type of securities, to help them to do fundraising, to help them with financing, which they may not be able to access with the current banking-based finance system. So tokenizing more product, more services definitely have a lot of meaning. So that is also why we've been working on these things for over 3 years. Yeah. So any questions about the concept, the market, anything? Before we go to the workshop. The workshop will be super fast, very easy.
Did you say that non-fungible tokens are non-divisible as well? Or because I've heard, like, for example, that artwork, you didn't want to say the artist's name, it's made up of lots of different artworks, and that the buyer was planning on potentially dividing that and selling each of those 5,000 pieces as their own artwork.
depends on how you look at it. For example, you use one non-fungible token to representing that 5,000 pieces. Then this non-fungible token on blockchain, you definitely cannot divide it. But it's super easy to put that one non-fungible token into a smart contract and then issuing another 5,000 non-fungible tokens, and another 5,000 non-fungible tokens representing each of those pieces. That is easy. So for the first actual non-fungible token itself, you cannot divide it. But it's super easy to transform. You can transform it into multiple non-fungible tokens, or you can even transform it into fungible tokens. Depends on how you want to do it.
What are the costs associated with minting an NFT token? So say if I want to make 5,000 copies or something and sell them, all 5,000 of them, limited number. What's the cheapest and best way to do that?
It's a very good question. Actually, it can be zero cost. And I explain to you why. Because to use blockchain to facilitate ownership transfer, it's mainly for the secondary market. For example, if I can deal with you face-to-face, or I trust you, although you are remote, but I trust you 100%, then the deal between you and me don't have to happen on blockchain at all. So that means you can thinking as when you first time, if you are a token issuer, when you first time issuing, minting those non-fungible tokens and sell it to your clients, sell it to your users, if they buy those tokens, they already have the trust anchor. They trust you 100%. Otherwise, they won't buy the token you issued. So for the primary market sale, there's no like a trust issue at all. So that means instead of minting the token right from the beginning, you can actually issuing kind of like a crypto certificate to all those users. And only when those people want to do ownership transfer, only when them want to transfer or when them want to resell it, then those transactions will be facilitated by smart contract. So when they want to do that, what they need to do is that they submit their certificate to the smart contract. Then smart contract will know this is the real first-hand owner. And then they will mint a non-fungible token, which is representing the ownership of the tradable rights, and then do the ownership transfer in one transaction to the other people. This is we actually did this thing in 2018 when we're doing the experiment with FIFA, with a real FIFA official. We use Ethereum blockchain, issue the 50 FIFA World Cup tickets in Russia. And the user, those people who participate in this experiment, when they receive the email, they receive a magic link. And that magic link is a kind of like a certificate. It is a signed message. And once they store that certificate in their crypto wallet, it looks like, and it's all the functions, a function exactly same like a non-fungible token. It looks like a ticket. They have the redeem button to change it into dynamic QR code. The gate can read the code, and they can do transfer, they can do resell, everything exactly the same. And only when resell or transfer happened, only by that time, it will actually mint the non-fungible tokens.
How would you do that? How would you create that? Is there a platform that allows you to create those certificates?
There's a super old technology called attestation. Basically, it's a computer readable message, and in that message you can including the user's public key, and then you also including what is this about, and then you sign that message, and that's it. So that means when user receive it, only he can use this certificate because he owns the private key for the public key inside this message. and also because this thing have been signed by the token issuer. So no one can, first thing, no one can change it. Second thing, no one can fake it. There's a digital signature on it. And also within this message, it contains all the informations about if it's a ticket, then what is this ticket about, ticket's ID, all those things. It's inside. And this information is readable by program. Smart contract can understand what is this information about. And then they can mint the corresponding non-fungible token based on this attestation.
Is there a service that does that for you?
You can wait for 3rd of May. We will launch the project called the Alchemy NFT, and for that Alchemy NFT project, one group of functions is provided by smart contract. That is including this gasless minting function.
3rd of May.
Yeah, very quick, next month. Yeah. Oh. So you can do those minting without paying any gas. Yeah. So any other questions? Just anything. Yeah. No, the white paper is just a paper to explain the technology. And for issuing NFT, basically it's a very, very simple thing. You deploy a smart contract on a blockchain. You can thinking as you put the software there, and then you start to give this software instructions. But on blockchain, is start submitting transactions to this smart contract. And then once the smart contract receive your transaction, receive your instruction, then it will perform the minting, transfer, or all the functions. Did I answer your question? Okay. Yes.
Sorry. If you've got like a data NFT, so like let's say it's a digital art JPEG, right? Is that stored on the blockchain? And
No.
Okay. Is it stored by some sort of third-party non-blockchain web service?
Yeah, definitely. Because storage on blockchain is the first thing is too expensive. Second thing, those data are not representing tradable rights itself. Yeah. Then it's not making sense to use a ledger to record those data. It's 100% not making sense. Yeah. So what is the common practice currently? Is many people say they are using IPFS or using AV. IPFS is they call it a decentralized storage solution, but actually it's more like a CDS solution, not actually storage solution. And for AV, is they have a economy model to kind of make sure all the data you stored on their platform or on their blockchain will be forever stay there. And both solutions have a disadvantage. For AV, the current read those data is super slow. It's hard to use. And for IPFS, most of the people, what they do is they set up their own IPFS node on AWS. And then they say they are storing, their data is stored on IPFS. And technically, yes. But on practice, if their AWS server is down, then for all other node, all other IPFS node, they don't have that data at all because that data is not popular and they won't pull data to their own node because they won't make any money by doing that. They're just wasting their own storage. So that means if that server is down, then those data is gone. But your hash will always be there. So you can still prove there used to be a thing there with this hash, but you just cannot get the actual file. So it's more like a buzzword right now in the crypto space. Most of the NFT platform, they will say they store the metadata, they store the data on IPFS because IPFS, if it's IPFS, it's a decentralized storage. It will never lost. Whenever you want to look for it, it will always be there. half, the hash will always be there. You can always prove, but actual data may disappear. So that means if you are a collectible investor, the best practice for you is once you bought the NFT collectible, you should download those metadata to your own storage. That should be the first thing to do, and store it locally. But it's not really matter. No. It's even if people know those data is stored on centralized service, it doesn't matter, because as I mentioned, if you bought something, you should it's already handed over to you. As long as by that point the data is available, then you should download the data and take care of the data by yourself.
What's the starting point? Is the certificate created at the same time as the data or the object is created, or would you buy a certificate and then link it?
Not really matter. It can be decoupled, or it can be created at the same time. When you create for example, you create the digital file first, and then you can later you create a non-fungible token to represent ownership of that digital file, and you can kind of make this two things linked with each other. You can include the token ID in the digital file itself, or use your key to issuing those non-fungible token to sign this digital file. And also in the non-fungible token itself, you can put the hash of this digital file in the smart contract. Then these two things can be linked to each other. So, any other questions? Yes.
What do you think are the most exciting use cases for NFTs that people aren't really talking about right now?
Right now, it's still around those collectibles.
That people are not talking about.
I'm not talking about. It's we did the FIFA tickets in 2018. Not many people are talking about, and also even in the ticketing space, we did the UEFA 2020 Euro Championship, 20,000 VIP tickets, but the event got cancelled. No luck. And we are also working with the Ethereum Foundation for the upcoming DevCon ticket solutions. That is hopefully that won't be cancelled, but the very high chance it will be cancelled because previously the ticket sale should start at the beginning of this year, but it's being delayed. And also, we did the car ownership token. It's also quite interesting. It's basically can transform your crypto wallet into a car portal, because once you have this ownership as a token and in your wallet on the user's hand, and then all the other services can automatically integrate it. So you can use the crypto wallet to control your car, close the door, locate the car where it is, and also authorize other people to drive. And you can also access services like an insurance service. And you don't need to sign up, don't need to sign in, don't need to copy, don't need to paste, don't need to submit those paper documents at all, because you have this ownership token. It carries all the relevant informations, and those are verifiable. So the insurance website, as long as you allow those websites to read this information, and then they can provide services directly to you without setting up those accounts and submitting any documents. This is what we see as the next level of user experience improvement for the whole internet. We call it the use token to form an integration layer for the existing internet. It's not like using a wallet address as a user identifier and log in on different services. It's totally different. Using a wallet address is still just as a one identifier, and in each system they are still provide service to you just purely based on this identifier. What we are talking about is token. You can use one token on one side. You can use 100 tokens on one side to provide all the relevant information. and there's no longer require like a copy paste, sign up, sign in, those things.
Let us know how does NFT raise the value of ticketing in sports? How do NFTs raise the value of ticketing in sports? Like you said.
Oh, you mean the benefits?
Yeah.
Yes, it's mainly benefit the secondary market. As I mentioned, for primary market sale, don't need blockchain because everyone trusts FIFA. They just buy from FIFA, then it works. It's mainly to help with secondary market. And for FIFA, for token issuer, finally, they have a tool to actually regulate the secondary market because they can define all kind of complex transaction rules in the smart contract to really regulate the secondary market. For example, this tickets can only be transferred once. This tickets can be transferred twice. And this tickets can be resold with a margin. That tickets cannot be resold with a margin. And if there is a margin, then how many percent goes back to FIFA? All those things. So they are super happy with this kind of solution. And for the secondary market buyer, like those consumers who cannot buy tickets from primary market, maybe sold out, and they still want to buy tickets from secondary market, it also benefit them a lot. They don't need to trust anyone. Even if there's a people on the street, tell them, I have this FIFA tickets, because it is a non-fungible token. They can trust it 100%. They don't need to trust the people at all, and they can make the payment. They can do the DVP, do the deliverables payment, the autonomous swap. So it's a super secure and and help those consumers. They won't be able to buy any fake tickets. Yes.
In that case of ticketing, surely the NFT is the ticket. I mean, the metadata is the ticket. Is there any asset that sits behind this NFT?
It's the tickets. The non-fungible token, as I mentioned, NFT is issued by smart contract. It is on blockchain. You can think as it is something comes from a ledger. And that thing is representing some tradable rights. In the ticketing use case, that non-fungible token is representing the tickets itself. And if you want to say what is the actual right, that the rights that non-fungible token representing is, you can sit in this venue at this time for watching these events. That is the right represented by this non-fungible token in the ticketing case. So there's.
So, for example, to get entry to this event, you would have to present the NFT.
Yes, that is where our another technology called the token script come in place. That is a program interface on top of tokens. So basically, that interface function as able to connect with all other kind of services. For example, when you pass the gate need to figure out a way to read your non-fungible token. So there need to be a interface, like an API, those kind of things, to allow the gate to actually understand what this token is about, and also how to use this token. So that is the token script part we provide. It's a technology framework for people to do tokenization.
How do you deal with revoking the token when you need to?
Yeah, definitely you can. That depends on what kind of smart contract you are applying. For example, if for speculation purpose, normally people won't put a revoke function in their smart contract, because if it can be revoked, then it's worth nothing. But definitely you can do that. It's not difficult.
Talking about smart contracts, would you use Ethereum blockchain because they started smart contracts, so it can be a blockchain?
Yes, currently all of our 3 projects are working on Ethereum-based network. It's mainly the Ethereum virtual machine. It's not the actual Ethereum main network. So that means there's also multiple other networks using the same virtual machine. And for those networks, we can also support them.
For different
Let's
say if you look at China or like Asia, where there's already existing like crypto that's been around for 10, 20 years compared to like Australia, how would NFTs differ in space?
It's the key difference is NFT generated a lot of interest from outside the crypto community. And mainly comes from two sides. One type of people trying to those issuers, or you can call those issuers as IP holder. Either they are those big IP like NBA, or they are small IP like individual artists. You can all consider they as the IP holders. And for those IP holder to cash out, they think the issuing NFT is a good way because they can make some money. Those are some interest outside the crypto space. And also there's also because of the IP, each of those IP, they have their own community. They have their own fans who interested in ABA, who already interested in like a people's digital art for a long time. And those people are actually bring by NFT into the crypto space. did I answer your question or not? On the location base, I don't have a very clear idea which area interested in what kind of non-fungible tokens. Any other questions?
Hello?
Yes?
Hello? Are you Victor?
Yes.
A question. So, as the NFT, they are the assets of the owner. Is it protected by law? I mean, if the issuer, the token issuer, sell it twice of the original artifacts or the artwork.
Yes, I think I understand what you want to ask. It's actually it's actually like a big issue. So there's two ways to bind actual tradable rights with a non-fungible token. One way is the traditional way. That means we use the existing law system to make sure that non-fungible token is really representing that tradable rights. That is one way. And there's also another way. For example, if those tradable rights can only redeemed on digital system or can only be consumed through digital system, because they are all digitalized, then there's a way to actually bond those digital rights with the with the non-fungible token itself. But for most of the collectibles, they have to be bound by the existing law structure.
Yeah, as an example, the token which Jack Dorsey, the first tweet of Jack Dorsey on Twitter, it sells for $1 million or maybe $3 million. It is only a screenshot, not the original data, right? It's not approved by the Twitter platform, so it's only a screenshot. So the owners sell the screenshot twice, because it's a very expensive, $3 million.
Yes, they definitely can, and actually those NFT is issued by the company called Stamp.co, and you can thinking as tomorrow there's another Stamp.co company come out and doing exactly the same thing. and then they can repeat the same thing again and again.
Yeah.
There's no law. There's no law to guarantee Jack will only allowed to approve such token once. And also, even there is such law, I don't think he actually owns that tweet picture, those things.
Copyright. Okay, thanks.
So, any other questions? So you can always track the non-fungible token, but the actual art itself, that is like a digital file. And for example, I bought that art and I download that digital file to my own computer, and now I sell it to you. I still can have that copy, and if I'm happy, I can send that file to other people. And even don't even need to like this. Currently, you can download all those digital files freely, if you want. You just don't own that non-fungible token, but you can own all the existing crypto arts in your own computer. Yes, that is where those NFT actually have some utilities. So that means it's redeemable or it's consumable, not like collectibles. Collectibles, the only thing you redeem is rendering a picture or rendering a sound or a movie. That's it. Yeah. And for the ebook example, we did the experiment before. That is exactly to tokenize those ebook. And the token itself is representing the rights for you to read the full ebook. So basically, that means if you have that token in your wallet, then you are able to download that ebook to your Amazon device, and then you can enjoy reading it. So you can redeem it. Yes, you can. If you are interested, you can go to our GitHub. There's a paper, the token script design paper. And in that paper, actually, we explained all these things and also examples, use case, and how to achieve this type of use case. In it's, where is the mouse? Open the page. It's in this, so it's a token script, token script. And if you go to the this repo and docs, yeah, let me transform it into a QR code. Let me copy the link. I think I have a QR code generated somewhere. Okay. So yeah, if you scan this QR, it will direct you to the token script paper. Works? Okay. So any other questions? Yes. Yeah, you can, but the thing is whether people treat the token you issued as an asset at all. That is the thing. How you make sure other people treat the token you issued as an asset. And also when you say digital asset, that is that is actually it actually can mean many things. Like a digital file, you can consider it as a digital asset, a digital art piece. And for cryptocurrencies, they are just purely larger record, and they are also considered as digital assets. Yes, they are fungible. Yes. Sorry, maybe I misunderstand your question. So can you say it again?
I was just trying to think of the basic premise of creating a non-fungible token about fungible asset.
You can use one non-fungible token to representing 100 ETH. Yeah, not a problem. You can. The way to do it, you put a smart contract there, you lock 100 ETH in the smart contract, and at the same time mint a non-fungible token out, represent the ownership of that 100 ETH.
So it really needs a smart contract to make it valuable.
Otherwise, you will need to use the existing law. For example, you state by law, this token represents 100 Australian dollar, and you need to honor that. That means for other people to actually buy this token, they will have the redemption rights. So when they come to you to redeem this token, you need to give him $100. Yeah. Otherwise, no one will buy it. So, any other questions? No. Then let's let's move to the workshop. Super easy, very fast. So to make the flow easier, you don't need to have your computer. Just install. If you already have a crypto wallet on your mobile, then you can use the if it has a built-in type browser, then you can use it. Otherwise, you can you can install an Alpha wallet because we will need to use a type browser. Let's try. I think it should work. I think it should work. If it's not work, then you install an Alpha wallet. By the way, you don't need to have any ETH. You can start with a totally new wallet. And also because we are going to use the one of the test net, Ring-B, so it will be better the existing crypto wallet you are using support that network. To be sure, it will be better if you just install the Alpha wallet. Got to create this. So have you all got your Alpha Volley installed? Then I will start sharing my mobile screen. So if you open up your Alpha Volley, you will looking at these screens. Then we go to the setting. Oh, yes, this one. Oh yes, this should already in your phone. And and then go to the setting. Go to the select active network. To enable Ringbeat here. Yes, in the setting, select active network, Ringbeat. Yes. Yep. So after you enabled Ringbeat, let's go to the browser tab. If you are using iOS, click the top right corner, the three dots. You will be able to change this connect to. Select it as a connect to Ringbeat. So, but if you are using Android, you go to the browser page and you see on the top right corner there's a Ethereum. If you click Ethereum, then you are able to change the network. So change it to Ringbeat. Oh. So these are the basic setup. And now you can, in the same browser, if you click the three dots, there's a scan QR code for URL. Now we are going to open a very simple tab. So we can scan this QR code. If you can't scan QR code, you can also manually input it. It's just a Stormbird dot darkdns.org. It's here. It's a Stormbird. Can you see it? Or you can scan the QR code. So website is here.
Are you sure? Okay. Okay.
How to increase the size? And if you are able to open this website in a tab browser, then you will see very simple UI. It's just for testing. So basically, now you can choose a picture. If you click choose file, just choose a picture. Make sure you choose a small one, because it does have a limitation for the picture size. Yes, you need create new. Just create a new volume, and then go to setting, select active network, link B, and then go back to browser, change the browser network to link B. And now, scan that QR code to open the website. You give it a name.
I didn't plan anything.
Sorry.
I didn't plan
anything. Then let's go to the second stage already. It's here. You can upload a picture. Yes, you can. Now you can choose a file to upload the picture. Well, upload picture, anything is fine. Just
pick one of these.
Just choose one small file. It will be better. The smaller the better. Yeah, because it does have a limitation like a 500K. Yes. Now you can give your token a name. Yeah. So yeah, you can just click open, and then click upload. Yeah. Now it's too big.
Oh,
yeah,
this is fine.
Below 500K. These are all too big.
Too big.
Okay. Yeah, choose something.
They are all in the megabytes.
Yes.
So there's no smaller ones.
You can take a white table or something. It will be smaller. Or you can reduce the reduce the file size.
These are all megabytes.
Can you sort it in? If you can edit one of them to chop it only to a very small piece, and then the size should be. No, it's too big. It's below 500K. So have you gave it a name?
I gave it a name, and it says NFT minted.
Yes, then it's already minted. So after just wait for everyone finish this step. Yes, this is the transaction record. So I will show you the next step how to.
So I'm here, and then what do I
do? You scan. Yes, you scan the code. Yes.
And then upload.
So after you give it a name, you can generate the NFT. So basically, because it is on testnet, we did set up a server to help you to broadcast the transaction to cover the gas fee. So that means that you don't actually need to do the blockchain transaction. Yeah. So this is minted. Yeah. Yes. Give it a name. Give it a name. Give it a name, and then click the generate NFT. So if you see this screen, that means the NFT is generated into your wallet. And now let's figure out how to see those NFTs. Remember, you upload a picture. So it's too big. It's too big. The picture file is too big. It's 500 below 500K. Yes. Yes. Then it is done. Then you can go to this stage. Let me tell you. You are going to open another tab. And this is the OpenSea. It's the marketplace for NFT. And in OpenSea under your own account. There's no token minted.
I saw the word it says minted and then.
Yeah, it does work. Maybe you need to repeat the previous step. Which can you do it again? Choose a small photo. So if you successful mint the token, you can see it from OpenSea. So this is the OpenSea. It's an NFT marketplace. It's an index all those non-fungible tokens on blockchain. So you will see screen like this. This is the home page, and if you click this button, you go to account, and then my profile, and then you should be able to see the token you just minted. For example, this is the one I just minted, and also you are able to see it in your wallet as well. Don't have to. Just profile. I think there's an option. Oh, it's you need to use the depth browser, not the normal browser. You need to use the your wallet because they need to know your wallet address. Yeah. Then click this one. Go to account. Which one is my profile? Yeah. This is the token you just minted, but the OpenSea is loading the metadata from the actual place, so that's why the data is still not displayed, but the token is already minted.
So after this, copy, and you go to the market.
No, you go to the marketplace from here. Yeah. Go to this one, the marketplace.
And then what was the next step when we are on the marketplace? What do you do?
It's you need to use the tab browser, not this one. The one you mint the token, your wallet. Yeah. From the Alpha wallet, you open you open the marketplace because this marketplace is also a tab. You need to understand what is your wallet address, and then we'll list down all your tokens. So if you go to sorry, how to go. And then you go to this one, account, profile. Yep, this is the token. This is the token you just minted.
Yeah.
The metadata is trying to load the metadata from the original place. So later it will show the actual picture. Let's see it again.
This time I choose 900 kilobyte, a smaller file.
Yes, the picture, because it's just a test server. So we set the limit as below 500K for the picture. So if it's over 500K, you will receive an error message. Yeah.
So I got the word minted, so hopefully I've minted it.
Yeah, so this is your token in the marketplace.
Yep.
Yeah. And you can also see it from your wallet. It's here. It's this one.
Oh, okay.
So you actually mint the 2 token already.
Oh, wow.
And you can transfer it to other people because the OpenSea is still indexing the metadata, so it's not show the picture right now. But later it will show the picture. So just need to give it a while.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, it's the photo size is too big.
So how do I go back?
So just go back and choose something below 500 below 500K. Yeah, this is the token minting tab. You click this, choose a file. Choose a picture. Let's see. Do you have anything very small? This one's good. This one is only 100 KB. Then you click upload. Wait for a while. Next, and then give it a name. Click generate. Then just wait for a while.
Okay, so this is just a test because it has to be small pixelation. It has to be like small pixelation.
Yes.
Not so much memory.
Yeah, it's just running on a small server.
Is this what you created yourself?
Yes, it's just for the internal testing purpose. Yeah, so now it's minted, and this is the blockchain transaction record. Now you can see it in OpenSea. How to click? Scan. Let's scan this one. Scan the marketplace. Just wait for yes. Yeah. Okay, this one is here. So you are minted on the Ethereum mainnet.
Those are 2 options, Ethereum and
yes, this step can work on any network, but to work on testnet it's no cost. But if I work on the Ethereum mainnet, then there's a cost.
There's a cost involved.
Yeah, for minting.
I already built a blockchain in Ethereum.
Hmm. You need to do it again on this Linkbee network. Yes, because Ethereum, I don't think our server have any real Ethereum, so your transaction will fail. Let's do it again.
You're not connected to Ethereum blockchain.
It's you can connect to Ethereum mainnet, but currently we are using the testnet. Can you name it again? No, because it should have the transaction record. This means it's a file. Let's see, it is on Linkbee. So does this show you success?
Yeah.
Then let's. Oh, it's a dog.
Can't do that.
I don't think so. I think. Let me see. Maybe it only works with the picture right now. But you can have a try. You scan the marketplace. You scan this QR code. No?
So it's not generate NPM.
And then just wait for it to confirm. It does mint a token, but it may not be able to render the doc file using. Yeah. It does have the token and the metadata. The thing is, it cannot be displayed. Yeah. And also, you can see it from your wallet as well. If you scan this.
So it says NFT.
It's custom token. Just wait for a while. Yeah. I think if you refresh a little bit, then it will come on. It will show as one, and then you can see the token in your wallet. You can transfer it. You can do all those things. Yes. Now, if we go back to the
So this is just an example, right?
it actually exists on testnet. Yes. It's just not on the mainnet. Sorry. The contract, if you want to add it, it's already here. It's automatically added already. You just haven't load out the pictures, but your token already there.
So that's minted in
Yes. This is yes, it's here. It's yes. It's creating multiple, and also you should be able to see it in your wallet.
You have to remove the. So you can see it in your wallet.
So after it's refreshed a little bit, you should be able to see, yes, not only on the marketplace. Yes, yeah, that is your token.
Taken there,
Yes.
right? Why have I got 3 of them? Because I pressed it 3 times.
Yes, I think so. You can actually check the transaction record from this from the contract. Yes.
So how do I get to the NFT contract?
This is the contract. Let me show you from here. This is the actual contract, and you can see all these things happen. Is what we minted just now, and there should be some token is belongs to you. You can see if you can see your wallet address. What is your wallet address? Just 989898F5.
Oh, there it is. Yes.
Oh, sorry. Yes. So not only 3. It should be 5.
5.
Yes. So it's a token ID 76, 77, 78, 81, and 82 are all minted to your wallet. Yes. It's just yeah, take some time. Yes. Yes. I have my Twitter here. So if you still haven't success, then you can come to me. I will help you. If you are successful, mint your first non-fungible token on Ethereum testnet, then the workshop is finished. It's we just we can have some casual catch up. And if you want to find me, this is my Twitter. Thank you for attending.
Thank you for bringing people around, but also just note next week we have DeFi, so using your wallet basically to use things that are not bad. So, and that's with Gabby Bar. So, if you make it next time, again, the other thing, bring friends as well. So, yeah, bring your friends to learn about blockchain. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you, Victor.
So I created this 3 by mistake.
No, so it doesn't matter. It's on the testnet.
Oh, okay,
No.
so this is test. So I have what do you call crypto wallet.
Yes.
So is can I transfer it to this?
It depends whether your crypto is on Ethereum network. If it's on Ethereum, then
It's on Ethereum.
yeah, on Ethereum you can. Yeah. But before transfer, remember to back up your seed phrase and never show it to any people.
So I backed up this one, and so I can have 2 wallets.
Yeah, you can also import. For example, if you want to use both software with the same wallet, although it's not very good practice, just the more wallet holding your private key,
yeah,
the more risk. But you can do that. You can add.
Yeah.
You can choose import.
Yeah.
Then you can import your existing wallet. Either it's a seed or it's a private key or it's a JSON file. You can do that.
But it's basically like what do you call crypto spending, like like buying and selling. So it's just like
What is it?
um, it's like on the marketplace, you know, where you buy Ethereum.
Oh, it's a
Like,
custodial.
Can you import like those type of wallets in Alpha Wallet?
Those are custodial service. Yeah, so they help you to hold the keys.
Okay.
And you need to be careful.
Okay.
Because my CTO invests Bitcoin since 2011, and 1 month ago failed because they got hacked. He lost half of his portfolio. That is, Mongo used to be the largest crypto exchange in the world, the biggest one. But still, such things may happen.
I have one more question. Now I have like NFTs, right? So how do I sell it?
You can transfer it to other people, or you can sell it on where's the OpenSea. If do you still have the OpenSea? Because on our interface, we didn't provide the trading functions. The smart contract had, but we didn't provide it. But you can use this third-party smart contract to do trade. For example, you have this token, you open it, and if you want to sell, click sell, and you can play with those offers.
Okay.
Maybe sell as 1 ETH.
So right now, like I've created one NFT, right? So I'm selling 1 ETH. So how many NFTs do I have? Like only one of that kind? Or?
You need to have some guys. Give you some testing.
So the NFT is basically solving custodianship, right?
Solving what?
Solving custodianship.
Tradable rights. So I just transfer you some testnet ETH.
Just afraid of my battery. Should be working.
Oh, you got one already. So now you can post the selling transaction. For example, you want to sell it at 0.1 ETH. Post the listing. Now you are submitting a blockchain transaction. So you need to confirm the transaction.
Yeah.
So it's currently processing. There's another second transaction.
So I press confirm.
Yes. And then I can buy your token. Just one more request. I think because you used that platform first time. Now it's listing your
Ooh.
It's listed, right?
Yeah, listing successful.
And I should. Okay. OpenSea testnet is it's quite slow. This is also
should be like before, like back in the day when you made it really make it water. It's just been contract. But you don't make it a certain way. It can't be you need to custom use specifically projects that they make stand.
I should be able to see your listing. It's just the OpenSea is it's very slow. I don't know why. This keeps loading. Here, this is your listing.
Yeah.
And see, I can buy it.
So we were using testnet and just going to OpenSea. So
Yes.
to publish it on the real marketplace, we need to create a
Yeah, not real account. We need to do it on the mainnet.
Okay.
On the Ethereum mainnet instead of the testnet. So what are you going to sell?
Let's say,
Confirm.
Is that,
So I just confirm the transaction. So later your token will come to my wallet, and my 0.1 ETH will go to your wallet. The test success. If you
so within the Alpha wallet, it's like the main net.
you can. This is Ethereum mainnet.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's like
These things with test, they are all testnet. Yeah, there's no value in it.
So I have to spend money for Ethereum to publish it on the market.
Yes.
How much?
It's quite expensive. Based on the current gas fee, I think at least $10 or something.
$10?
Yeah.
By the way, are you available on LinkedIn?
Yes,
Or,
my Twitter is here.
Happy to
Have you received my payment? If you look at the wallet.
Should be, but let me check. Recheck.
This one is a wallet.
Wallet.
Yes, you got the 1.0957. I paid you 0.1 because when you're posting the listing, it costs you some gas fee. So that's why you got this not 1.1, it's a 1.095 something. And your token one is gone, can come to my wallet already.
That's pretty cool.
It's the website. Sure. So you are able to open my Twitter, right?
Yeah.
It's
Victor saying that. Anyway.
It's weird.
I'll find you on Twitter.
No, it's just a Victor 928. Victor 928.
How do you come up with the concept of a wallet?
I have a co-founder, my CTO. It's mainly his blockchain vision. We believe in the technology-enabled free markets. So we want to do the tokenization. We want to provide the alpha wallet tools for all the people to use, and also provide the token script framework for all the people to tokenize the different tradable rights.
Right now, for me, I have a huge interest in like learning about blockchain.
So what is your background?
My background is like I'm still a student, but studying information systems. But long ago, I've invested in like the cryptocurrency because like.
报我们结束了，关掉了。